What is up, and welcome back to the channel. Wow, my camera is not the best. For that, I apologize. I've never done the eBay live. And doing so, it looks like I need to adjust some things in the back for sure. So this video, I am going to go over how I was able to actually walk off my 9 to 5 3 years ago with reselling. It didn't start out easy. It wasn't a cakewalk. I don't want to be one of them channels that try to make it out like this journey is going to be a cakewalk for you, or that it was a cakewalk for me, right? Is it possible? Absolutely. I will rearrange my lighting and things like that. But for now, this is the best camera I got. For some reason, I do Facebook groups as well. And I was uploading that video to YouTube, and now I no longer can do that for some odd reason. I don't know why. But so I'm going to be going on live on YouTube quite a bit. And I started reselling. For those that don't know, I started reselling 4 years ago. We're going into our 5th year with intentions to make some sales, but not intentions to go full time, that which I am now. So how I was able to do that, I had a 9 to 5. I was working a 9 to 5, 5 days a week. From 6 o'clock in the morning till whenever my shift ended. We cut cemeteries. So what I was doing is on the way home, I was coming home. Before I came home, I was actually going to the thrift stores, getting inventory, coming home, prepping them, listing as long as I possibly could, learning how to list, and then waking up and doing that all over again. I did that for a season. By about mid-season, I believe about mid-season in of cutting grass, I realized that eBay was making us just as much money as my 9 to 5 was. So I talked to my fiance and said, by the amount of income that eBay was bringing us in at that time, I decided if I was able to do this full time and didn't have my 9 to 5, well, we could definitely double our income. So that's what we did. And I went another 6 months at the company. I finished out the season at the company, and then the following year I let my boss know that I can't come back. I can't keep making the money I was making there. And what I'm trying to do throughout this content is give back to somebody, teach somebody else that they have it in them. Now, I don't do a whole lot of, I show you how to list. I show you how to go get inventory. I try to motivate and encourage people to just take action. Take action. Like, the only thing that's going to happen, like, you know what held me up the longest when it comes to reselling? The thing that held me up the absolute longest was trying to be perfect right when I got started. I studied this for over a year, for about a year, 11 months before I ever listed my first item. It was ridiculous. 11 months I wasted doing research on it because I want to be perfect. I want to have the perfect lighting. I want to have the perfect camera. I want to have the perfect items. I want to make sure everything was perfect. And that hindered me for 11 months. I don't encourage anybody to do that throughout the reselling journey. I strongly would encourage to just take action. Like, and this isn't something that takes you income. You don't have to have a bunch of capital to get started. My second one, we had a first store. Our first store went under when COVID come out, and then the holidays were right there. My packages were going to the post office, but they were sitting there going nowhere. So I went from a top-rated seller to below seller's level within a month and a half, and I couldn't dig myself out. So I picked a niche with mainly women's clothing, and I've been on that niche now for going on 3 years, and it's working out for us. The hardest part for me was, number one, believing that I could actually do it. I think that's one of the biggest parts for any reseller, is believing that it can actually happen for you, right? Like, you can turn this into a full-time gig. It was the hardest thing for me. I couldn't believe, I couldn't get myself to believe that something like this could actually happen for me. Maybe if I dimmed some of these lights, like, again, sorry for the background. I don't have the best video set up, just like I didn't have the best freaking board or listing table when I first started. Now that's making the glare even worse. Here, I'm going to try to do this with you guys on. That's the great thing about live. You can stream forever. Maybe. Let me eliminate that and turn this one on. Now we might be getting somewhere where the lighting is just a tiny bit. I'll work on that. I'll get it better, guys and girls. But I'm going to be doing one of these a day. I'm going to be going live every single day. I was doing 2 videos a day on YouTube, starting to gain some traction. Obviously, you can tell I don't have that many subscribers, but in order to get subscribers, just like in order to get sales, you got to keep listing. You got to keep listing items. The most important thing I learned throughout reselling is consistency matters. I made a video the other day in the Facebook group, and there was 3 traits. I think I got that video up on YouTube too. But I went over 3 different traits that will make you dominate the eBay platform. There's many things that can make you dominate the eBay platform. And in the beginning, everything you're thinking that's going to make you dominate the platform is not going to make you dominate the platform. Like, it's not. Like, it's not that you got the perfect inventory. No, I'm not trying to reach out to anybody and tell them to find garbage stuff and list it. I'm not saying that by any means, right? The most of the stuff that I sell, there's my pile that I got to finish up tonight, is bread and butter items. I don't sell items for, I'm in a price range of $10 to $30. That's what I'm looking for. Why? Because there's a lot more of that than there are $100 items in my location. Now, your location depends. Depends on your location. If I was 2.5 hours south of where I'm at now, I would be looking for the bigger items, right? I'm not telling anybody not to go after the home runs. I will say from experience, the home runs that I've had where they sit for 2 to 3 months. Sometimes they sit longer than that, right? The 150, there's a lot more people. Okay, let me word it like this. And I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but there's a lot more people in the United States that live in poverty that are looking for home run $300 items, $1,500 sweaters. There's a lot more people looking for items between $10 and $30. Why do you think dollar stores exist? Why do you think dollar days exist? Why do you think Walmart works so good? All these work so good because they went after the majority. The majority of the people in the United States are, I shouldn't say the majority are living in poverty, but there's a lot more people. Yeah, there's a lot more people living in middle class to poverty that is more willing to spend between $10 and $30 on a sweater like I sell, or a pair of denim jeans like I sell, opposed to $300 and $3,000 ones, right? I mean, just that's the price range I look for. I'm not looking for home runs all the time. Now, the image of this is going to be the same every time I go on live. So you're not going to get a bunch of different photos of me doing this like you used to on my YouTube channel and all that, right? You're just going to see eBay Live. I stole that offline, and I'm going to use that as long as I don't get in trouble for doing that. And that's what you're going to see when I'm going live. I'm going to go live at least once a day for a couple weeks, see how that works out. The topics are going to change, but it's going to be basically correlated around my experience on eBay to maybe I can help somebody that might be going through a troubled area. And you guys chime in. Anybody watching, chime in. Let me know. Let me know what type of topics you would like me to go over, right? I can go over my listing habits, how many items I list a day, how many items we got in our inventory. Everybody has different questions in the beginning of reselling. I've been selling long enough where I think I can answer a lot of questions. I'm not going to say all, because there's people on a different income level. Now, we started out, our first year was roughly $3,200 or $32,000, $33,000. Second year doubled, and the year we're in now doubled. We went from 30-some thousand to 6 figures in 2.5 years. And I believe you all can do the same thing too, right? I'm going after the $1 million in sales in a year. I don't believe I'll be there for a little while, but I'm going to continue making content. In any leaps and bounds we make, I want to share that with people. So if you're like, this is what I try to get people to understand when it comes to the reselling, is it's an opportunity for everybody. This isn't just like they single one person out and like, okay, we're gonna let them get 6 figures in sales in a year, or we're gonna let them get $30,000 in sales in a year. It's nothing like that. eBay is a platform that's designed for you to win, you and I to win. It's for us to win. It's what you do to get them results, right? It's what you do on a daily basis to get them results and what kind of grit you're willing to go through. And why I say that is your first 6 months probably ain't going to be the funnest, right? Or maybe that might be your funnest part, right? Because in the beginning, I was really hyped up. I was really pumped up about reselling. A year and a half, 2 years into it, you start losing that, ooh, I'm so excited to go find items things. You kind of just wish they would show up on your doorstep, right? That's how it is. And that's how I am today. I would rather not go look for items, find items online, order them, have them delivered to my house, right? Or find a pickup area. Like tomorrow, I'm going at 9 o'clock in the morning to probably pick up a month's worth of inventory. Super rad, great friend. Have people in your circle. What do I mean by that? Is network. Let people know what you do. I'm fortunate. I have a few people in the industry that also sell clothes. So I get opportunities like this. We also started a decluttering business. I'm wearing the shirt right now, where we go in, we declutter homes, right? We declutter homes for very cheap. If matter of fact, some homes we've done for free because they had so much women's or so much clothes that's what I resell. So that was the payout. There was one we did. It was, oh gosh, it was $1 million home at least. It had to have been, it was 10 bedroom, 4 bathrooms. It was ridiculous. The woman was a wealthy hoarder, right? And she hoarded women's clothes. So when you would walk into a room like this, you would see clothes stacked to the ceiling, all new with tags on it. Not all new. I would say 60% of the items that we got from that house were new with tags. We cleaned that house out 7 months ago. I'm still listing some of them clothes, and we're still getting sales every day. So there's always avenues for you to get inventory. I'm not telling you got to start a decluttering business, right? I didn't know anything about a decluttering business, but I was networking. Went to a garage sale that a woman was just giving all the clothes away. I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, she started telling me what she did. She has a decluttering business. We started talking. We exchanged numbers. I said, hey, anytime you have clothes, I'll come to you, pick them up. She called me a few times in a couple months. I went and picked the clothes up. We got more well acquainted with her. And come to find out that they started teaching us how to do what they were doing. So now we're doing decluttering and reselling. Yeah, a real good way to get free inventory is decluttering houses. I'm telling you, there a lot of things happen. We've decluttered houses where people were moving back to Taiwan, right? They had to leave. The guy retired. He was a doctor. He was ready to go home. Everything in the house we got to resell, and they gave us a van, right? They gave us a van with, it didn't even have 100,000 miles on the van yet. So there's a lot of different opportunities out there. I've told people in the YouTube channel and on Facebook that I dug in people's trashes. I made tens of thousands of dollars out of people's trash. Right? Like that's no bullshit. Like I remember watching a guy walk out. He was carrying all kinds of old vintage. It was cool. Old vintage, electronics, stereo equipment, things like that. I stopped. I was like, hey, you're tossing it? He's like, yeah. I filled the van up, brought it home. Each one of them items sold from $200 to $600 a piece. Each one of them are the receivers in the units, right? Great. I mean, there's always a way you can find inventory. Now, when I'm going live, I don't know how many people is going to join in. Hopefully, this will grow my YouTube channel a little bit. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be bringing content every day. The topic's going to change. If you guys want to hear something, now let me clear this up real quick because I haven't on YouTube yet. When I say guys, please, there's so many people these days that are so butt sensitive about genders. And I'm just, it blows my mind what people feed off into, right? But when I'm saying guys, I'm generally speaking people, okay? I'm not saying just guys, right? Men and women. The topic's going to change every day, though. I'm going to have, here's what my thing is. I like the reselling community. I love to talk to resellers. And if you are a full-time reseller like me and you're doing it on your own, like me, you get kind of lonely after a while, right? I can only talk to my fiance so much about reselling, and I can see her rolling her eyes, talking like, man, is that all you think about is eBay? Like, you know what I mean? Is that all you're going to talk about? Like, so I have a gift of gab. I always like to talk, and I run out of people to talk to, right? So yet another reason why I want to make this content. We're going to have some fun things in this. Every day I'll be dropping content. Let's put it that way. I don't know how far the live streaming will go. Matter of fact, if anybody can help me out with this, you guys help me out with this. I can't even figure out how to make a regular YouTube video anymore because I cheated. Yep, I cheated, but I'm seeking help. I would make a video on YouTube or on Facebook, and I'd take that video and bring it over here to YouTube. So for the Facebook members, right, that's been following me since day one, they're probably getting bored of my YouTube channel because they already watched it on Facebook, right? So if you know, I've tried, this is the only way I can figure it out other than taking the video from my phone and then plugging it into my, let's put it this way, I'm old school. I'm 41 years young. I don't know how to do all this fancy, swap it over to my cloud and all this other shit. I don't know how to do that. So if you have a simpler way, I can do this with my phone and make regular YouTube videos, let me know. You see how great that is to be able to be vulnerable? It's great because now somebody in this group is going to be like, hey, dumbass, just do this and you'll get this, right? So, yeah, I'm going to be making a eBay live video every day. Now I'm going to be making, so it'll be cool. You'll have different content here on YouTube than you do on the Facebook group. The Facebook group, I'm still going to be making videos every day on there too. So now I'm going to have to do double the content. I was making 2 videos a day, every single day on Facebook and YouTube. But now I'm interfered, so that might slow down a little bit just until I figure everything out and I can start figuring out how to make the content and getting it up on the right platforms. I was cheating for a long time, and I'm not going to do that no more. I'm going to do it right. So if there's anything you guys want to hear from, anybody that decides to join in here, I don't even think we got one person in this live yet, but I don't have a lot of subscribers neither. I think I got 53 subscribers, but I'm going to keep going. You never know, right? Never know. Obviously, I'm going to have to change my background scenery a little bit so you're not looking up at the holes in the ceiling. I'm going to do my best to bring you guys some valuable content. I don't think it's, you know what, here's my opinion. If somebody has good information, right, in trying to help people out on their journey of eBay, I don't care what their background looks like. That's just my personal opinion, but I do understand that other people do, right? You know, that old saying, dress to impress, right? Well, you're going to see me in a hoodie or a t-shirt every single day. So if you're coming to the channel to see me in something fancy, you're coming to the wrong channel. I'm not going to be in nothing fancy. This is my work attire, workout attire, everyday attire. This is how I look in the world, right? So I'm going to end this first live video I've ever did on YouTube. I'm sure I'm going to look back at this video a year down the road and laugh at myself. But the truth is you got to start somewhere. And that's the same thing with eBay, guys. Everybody, when I first started reselling, first of all, I told you all it took me 11 months to even get started. And then once I got started, that first 30 days, I learned more in that first 30 days than I did in that 11 months of studying it and following people that were resellers and trying to get the perfect this and the perfect that. If you haven't started yet, right? If you haven't started reselling, you thought to do a side hustle, and obviously if you're in this, you had some inclination of eBay. My suggestion is just get some type of white background, right? And take some photos and start learning the eBay platform and start listing an item or two a day and getting used to how the eBay platform works and getting used to the habit of listing items. The number one important thing, if you want to make good money on eBay, well, obviously you got to have inventory, so you can't leave that out, right? You got to have some type of inventory. Maybe you're a hoarder yourself and you got pole barns full of inventory, right? That'd be super rad if you had pole barns full of inventory. It looks like there's 2 people watching. I want to see, can anybody drop a comment so I can see? Maybe I'll text it. So weird going live on. It's weird going here's what's weird. It's weird going live on YouTube, but I go live on Facebook every day. Why do I think that is? Because I think we're going to get a different audience here on YouTube than you are. The group on Facebook is private for a reason. A group I had before, we had about 5,000 or almost 5,000 people in that group. And somebody eventually hacked into all my stuff because I let them moderate my channel and they got into my stuff and it got really crazy. So I had to make my group private, right? Here it's a little bit different. So I think eventually we'll get more people in here. But yeah, right back to what I was saying about the importance of just getting started when it comes to reselling. It's just that. Just get started. Do we got comments off or something? I see 2 people. Can anybody make a comment? Hello, hello, hello. Let me see if I can edit this. Okay, no deals, customize, webcam, restrictions, none, public to everybody. Playlist, no. It says allow comments. Live's different, definitely on how would I do this? Maybe that'll work. All right, sweet. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to be going live on here every day and doing my best to bring you something of value. And I want value from you guys too. I want to learn. I want us all to grow together. In this YouTube channel, if I ain't learning, then you ain't learning, right? Like, I want to learn right along with you guys. Teach me your guys' tricks. How do you become, my whole thing is how to become efficient, and how to actually get consistent results from eBay. That's my whole thing. Like, right. And then, okay, I figured out how to do that, but it took me some time, right? Now I'm trying to pass that on to somebody else that might be struggling, right? Like I still struggle today. I'm a firm believer. If you ain't struggling somewhere in your journey, you're not pushing yourself hard enough, right? Because it's really easy to get complacent and content on eBay. You know, you hit a certain number, you can live off them, right? And then you stop stretching. I think a lot of us do this in life, period. But let's not get into life. Let's keep talking about eBay. I think a lot of us get really complacent when it comes to reselling. We hit a number where, okay, you know, I could pay my bills on this. I can do this on this. This is why I set myself up for saying I want to make $1 million in sales. Why? Because it's a long reach for me. It's a long reach for me right now. I got to do 10 times what I'm doing now to get them results. So what does that mean? I'm going to have 10 times the failures is going to come with that. You're going to fail on eBay, but don't take your failure and quit. I think there's a big difference between failure. I think people, when they think failure, they think they lost. You didn't lose if you failed. First of all, you can't learn nothing if you don't fail. So it's your boy flippinstoop. I'll be making another video tomorrow and streaming that live. I wish my camera was a little bit better. It's not that great, is it, guys? No, it's not that great. But oh well. It's your boy flippinstoop. You guys have a rocking day.